just having, my electric, my gas, water running. There's petrol in the car, everything is paid, so I don't anything outside that, like, oh, you got a plan for a holiday. Why do I have to leave a place where I know where everything is to then go to a place where I know where nothing is?
So your ambition is to stay in your comfort zone, quite clearly,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Okay, well, let's move on from that one. That
Right.
you gave me a surprising answer there. Um, this was a comment by Muhammad Ali. Remember the boxer?
Right.
And it's quite an interesting one. He said his phrase apparently used to be "I am the greatest." He was a boxer. He was obviously a brilliant boxer, very quick, and a very intelligent man. He had a great sense of humor and everything else. But one of the things he said was, "I am the greatest." I said that even before I knew I was,
Oh.
which is an interesting thing because it brings in a couple of things. One, for example, you fake it till you make it. If he really wanted to be the greatest boxer,
Mm.
then he could tell himself he was. You fake it and then you make it. And it also brings in this idea that if we want something badly enough, we can do things like manifestation, like visualization, that can actually make those things happen. I mean, I think it's called in today's parlance the law of attraction, that if you go to the universe and express what you want and you're prepared to work for that, it's not just doesn't come in your lap, then
Mm.
the universe at certain vibrational levels will come back to you and respond in kind. And I think it's a bit like saying if you're kind to other people, if you think of others as you go through life, which I know you do, then
Mm.
that does one way or another, it comes back to you, sort of a certain positive karma, I suppose. So that's an interesting thought, isn't it? That if you say something about yourself that you aspire to be a better person, or more specifically, a better musician, a better driver, then that mindset automatically perhaps makes us work towards it. We don't just wait for something to happen. So yeah, this idea of the law of attraction, that we can attract good things that we want in our lives. So do you have any
Mm.
thoughts on that?
Right. Okay. So, I do believe in it, but I would call it something different, and that's for another show. But I do believe that you can can attract something. If you dwell on it long enough, and if you because when you dwell on it long enough, you then have that pull to work hard to get that thing. And it sort of helps you, because if you give up on it, then it gives up on you. But if you keep working at it, you will eventually make it,
Mm.
if it's realistic. All right. So when I say it's realistic, I'm going to use a really extreme scenario. If you think someday that you can fly, physically fly, that's never going to happen. So you've got to be realistic. You've got to say, right, okay, so this is what I want. But then, um, when people do that, what that then makes them to do is try to work hard at obtaining it,
Mm.
and the rest is luck. I don't believe in luck per se, but I say the rest just comes to you. It falls in your lap. Just comes to you. It falls in your laps. It really does. Because you're in that circle, in
Mm.
somehow in a realm, you're in that circle psychologically. You might not be in that circle physically, but your psychology, so your psyche,
Mm.
It's in there, and so that's what happens. Some people, I've had people say to me, "Oh, I'm gonna become a millionaire. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that," and I don't doubt them. I don't doubt them because they could be playing the lottery, for instance, or or they could have a really good plan. But if somebody is obviously just saying to you, "I'm going to become a millionaire," and you can see that they're not trying to grasp hold of the opportunity, then it's wishful thinking.
Mm.
But if they start doing something, for instance, you could see somebody that hasn't even written one song and they say to you, "I'm going to top the chart someday." And they do. We've heard stories about, people that started from just believing that they could do something
Mm.
and they did it. But there are other people that would listen to that and think, "Oh, that applies to me." No, it doesn't. It doesn't apply to
Mm.
you. You have to get in that circle. You have to start writing music. Um, you have to start writing music. You have to start doing something along the lines of what you're aiming to achieve. And if you
Mm.
don't do that, it's very, very rare. But you could make it in other ways, but perhaps not in that field of endeavor. And that's why I
Yeah.
believe.
I mean, I think you've perfectly described what they call the law of attraction, that
Right.
you do believe, you make yourself believe you're going to achieve this ambition, whatever it may be. And that belief, and there are various ways you can set your own mission page, you write down the things or the thing you particularly want, and you visualize it happening more in the present tense rather than it will happen. It's going to happen now, or it will be happening soon. So yeah, I think you've described the law of attraction very well, and I think
Mm,
that's the point, that I think we don't know our own limits, and maybe without going back onto the point, about the comfort zone,
mm.
sometimes we've got to push ourselves in that work to achieve what we want to achieve, and it may sometimes go over that limit of what, the limit we limit ourselves to, because I think we're much more capable of things that we don't even realize. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think you described that perfectly. So I mean, I quite like